Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Kodo Classic. I'm your host, Bruce, and as usual, Mr. Chama, my co-host. Why not come, you're flying there.
Fly, but I'm not flying, boy. Bye, Lulu.
You're flying.
Fly. No, not really, not
Things
really.
are looking rosy, yeah.
Yeah, not really. I'm still not. I was still really not happy with the game week, the way it panned out. I'm down there up. Haaland injury, MB. I was not happy with that, and you know, the captaincy points, which
Yeah, yeah.
is
Lucky, it
should make
was
the
lucky
difference for
for us,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But
uh,
otherwise, I think overall the team was good. My team was okay in terms of the players I had. I was happy with the team.
that's good. So we are recording Game Week 17 preview. Timestamp is 7:11 a.m. here on Tuesday, the 12th of December. I think we are still
Mm-hmm.
in the same day. It's
Mm. We are
the
already 12. We are already past
Oh, you
midnight.
already. Oh, you
12
guys
is
are already. Oh wow,
yeah,
already on in
12
Wednesday.
past 12.
Yeah, Japan time. Is what the 13th of
Mm-hmm.
December. So yeah, let's jump right in, man. As you can see, let me
Let's
just.
go.
Yeah. Red arrow for me, 1.4 million. Green arrow for Mr. Chamo over there, 489K. So the results
Mm-hmm.
for game week 16. It's a funny one because at last episode that we had, we kind of missed the deadline, so we didn't record for
Yeah.
15. So it's like we were talking about game week 14 results, and then the game week 15 was already on. So by the time the game week was already done, there was a lot of stuff to talk about, which we'll talk about in this
Mm-hmm.
episode. So yeah, finally we are on track,
We
on
are on
course
track.
to be concurrent. Yeah. So the results, let me just go through them quickly. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 2, quite a close game. Brighton
Mm-hmm.
1, Burnley 1, Manchester 0, Bournemouth 3, Sheffield United 1, Brentford 0, Wolves 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0, Everton 2, Chelsea 0, Fulham 5, West Ham 0, Luton 1,
Mm-hmm.
Man City 2. And then the game of the week, in my opinion, is Tottenham 4, Newcastle 1. But yeah, it might as well be Manchester United, anyways. But
It should be it should be Bournemouth. Bournemouth 3-0. It should be
I'm
4-0
ignoring that one.
actually. It should be 4.
I've wiped it in my memory, so it doesn't.
should be 4, not
I
3.
know, I know. It doesn't matter anyway. It's still your fault. We still had 0, so for me, it's like it's fine, whatever. Um,
It's bad.
yeah, it's really bad. The talking points for this week, I think we'll save the best, the ManU for the fan corner. I think, but at this point now, it's like it's roller coaster, up one week, down the next. So they didn't even give us time to enjoy our results. So that's the type of season we are having, ManU this season. So yeah. First things first. The game's most own asset, I think. What to do with Haaland. I think there was some comments from Pep that I think
Mm-hmm.
he had a slight foot injury, so he was rested, and he's going to miss the
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Palace game. That I'm sure.
Is
That's
he
what he said.
is he gonna miss it?
That's what he
Is
said.
that
He said most likely he might, but he's not sure yet.
uh-huh?
And
Yeah.
then most definitely, I think the Champions League they've already qualified. So I think maybe if he's going to miss, maybe that's the one that he will probably miss. They might save him for that one. So what are your thoughts on
Uh-huh.
Haaland? But you don't own him anyway, so maybe. But you have thoughts on him anyway, so go on.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, of course. So it's not much of a problem for me,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
like in terms of generally speaking, the owners, like you say, it's a very tricky situation you are in.
Yeah.
If you have Haaland, because in game week 18 he's not gonna play.
Hmm.
There's a blank for Man City. They have to play the Club World Cup, and if you look at in game week 17, that is the Crystal Palace game, which you just say he might miss it. There is no confirmation that he will play. And now that they have to play Champions League, which is a dead rubber for them, they don't need any results in that fixture to qualify for the next round,
Hmm.
which means Haaland will be, regardless of fitness or not, he will not play in that game, I think. So if that is the case, then we have to rely on what Pep have to say in his um uh,
Press conference. Yeah.
pre-game press conference against Crystal Palace, which should come on Thursday or Friday. but the expectation is that you will not get something concrete that like Haaland will be available. So yeah, it's a tricky one because, but again, you have Son, you have Salah, who will be going to the African Cup of Nations and Asian Cup
Yeah,
sometime soon.
that is.
I think that will be that should be in the next 5 or 6 game weeks. So if you factor in all those things together, and then you look at the fixtures that Manchester City have, like that is where the way income. Is it worth going without Haaland for that period, or like, and then when Salah goes to AFCON, then you can replace Salah's, you can use Salah's money to get back Haaland, or use Son's money to get back Haaland, and then, you know, do the combinations, things like that. So for me, if I was in the shoes of Haaland owners right now, like, maybe because I'm not scared to sell him, I will just say I will sell. But you have to think about the fixtures and about the captaincy, for that period, the festive period, the fixtures that they're gonna have, how your captaincy is gonna work. Is it worth selling him, or if you feel you can feel him from your bench, you can put him on your bench for 2 games, then he's the best asset in the game, I would say. Even though he's not proving that this season, but looking at what he did last season and all that, he is the best FPL asset. So it's a difficult one. But what will you do in your what will you do as a Haaland owner?
For me, the main issue with Haaland is the funds. He's not cheap, but if you want to try and move funds around to get him out of your team and get some other assets, right now I have Salah. The only player I don't have is Son. If I should do without Haaland this week, which I think is fine, even if he does play. But Crystal Palace, the defense is not the best right now. So this is one of the fixtures where you think that, okay, owning Haaland this week would be really good to have. You know, but the problem is now if you move him out and then he misses what is it, game week 18, right?
Yeah, game week he will miss game week 18 definitely. So
yeah,
this is
there's a blank in 18.
Yeah,
yes, and then
after that, he play Everton away, then Sheffield United at home. I think the Sheffield United at home is the one that could be, you know, you might want him, because I'm sure anybody who have him for Sheffield United at home, considering how Sheffield United play, you will want to captain him for that particular fixture.
Yeah.
So that is the tricky one. But other than the Sheffield United fixture, you can get him before he play Burnley in February. That's going to be February 1st. That will be during the African Cup of Nations. So by that time, you might not want to have Salah in your team because he will be away for 4 games.
Yeah.
So you can just use that fund to get Haaland.
It's possible. Yeah, it's doable. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're gonna sell him now, you have to be willing to go without him against Sheffield United. That is the thing. Against Sheffield United at home.
Which is a gamble. Yeah, that's one of the fixtures you don't want you don't want him to miss, because if with this high ownership, if he's supposed to haul in that game, yeah, you're gonna fall behind a long way. But anyways, I think it requires some serious thinking. It's either you sacrifice this game against Crystal Palace, and then, you know, if you have the transfers to do it, you know, you can get assets that you want to get, because Son and Salah are going to leave anyway, so it's time to capitalize and see. Yeah, but it's a tricky one.
But it's a sell. It's a sell. I think it's a sell. To be honest, it's a sell. Yeah, if you don't have any confirmation that he will be available for Crystal Palace, it is a sell.
Yeah, that is if you don't have all the 3 big assets of the game right now, because right now the 3 assets that are actually on form, you can say is Salah and Son. All the rest are just it's a hit and miss. So if you have all 3, then who do you bring in to replace Haaland
that's the other.
You know,
that's the
other question. You have Watkins. Maybe Alvarez is not doing too well. Maybe if Haaland is not playing, Alvarez might come in this game against Crystal Palace, and it's a good shout to have him in this team because he's going to lead the line. So, you know, it's about options. The replacing options. That's the problem.
There's not many options. Especially in midfield and in attack, there's not a lot of good expensive options.
Yeah, almost everybody has a template team anyways. So, you know.
Yeah, unless you wanna go at the defense and then start thinking about Trent and stuff like that.
Yeah,
people are starting to think. Yeah. People are starting to think about him. So yeah, but to be honest, there is not a lot of options to sell him for. Yeah. So maybe you can keep, but the reason why I think he's a sell is because, like you say, it's expensive, and if he's gonna miss Crystal Palace, I'm not fancying him away to Everton. I'm not gonna Like, I'm not saying he's not going to score in that game, but if you are expecting him to score big points, I'm not expecting that.
Everton is
against and then the other away fixture after Everton is Newcastle away. That one too will not be easy. Despite Newcastle, there are struggles at this moment in time. When Man City come to Newcastle, it's not going to be easy for Haaland. He can score again. He's that caliber of a player. He can score. But so those are two of the 4 fixtures that they have after, like 2 of the 3 fixtures they have after Crystal Palace is Everton, Sheffield United, and Newcastle. So the Sheffield United one is the tricky one. Other than that one, anything after Newcastle is the African Cup of Nations. So that one you can deal with it much easier.
Okay. Our Bournemouth and Fulham players, FPL options. I mean, these 2 teams, man. Like Fulham, we saw from I think a few game weeks ago when they almost beat you guys, and you guys I think scored. That was a close one. So that's when people I started paying attention to Fulham, them turning around this season. They're getting there. They're impressing me a lot. Bournemouth, I think we have already known since they changed their manager. I think the performances were improving gradually. It's only people take notice now because they beat ManU, So that's why people are actually keeping an eye on them right now because of the big result that they have. But they've been ticking along really nicely recently. And what are your thoughts on these 2 teams?
Yeah, I think like you say, this is similar. Fulham, like you say, like they scored 13 goals in the last 3 games. That is insane, right? 5-5. They just scored back-to-back 5. Jimenez started scoring again. I don't know if you get the Jimenez we used to get. Like he used to be a very good FPL asset when he was, at his best. And it seems he's getting back to that confidence about himself, scoring 3 goals in the last 2 games. That is the thing. And then you have players like Pereira. Like Fulham is quite an interesting team. And they are keeping clean as well. I think we need to start thinking about them more critically, those teams. Fulham. And for Bournemouth, like you say, Areola, when he came in, it was just about, adapting the league and stuff like that. It was difficult at the start. They struggled to win. But now, since they found their way, they have gone 5 games unbeaten. And they are playing impressive football. I know many people focus on the Manchester United game from Manchester United, and Manchester United are very bad. But people do not focus how good, Bournemouth were in some ways, the way they are pressing and stuff like that, the way they are setting traps for Manchester United, the chances they were creating. They create tons of chances in the game. I know United were bad, but you have to give credit to the Bournemouth team for also contributing into that, So yeah, they are a team that is very interesting. Solanke, they are main number 9. He's a good FPL asset, I believe. Their goalkeeper Neto, he's a very good goalkeeper in my opinion. One of the very, very good. He used to play at Barcelona, and then move here. Brazilian keeper. He's very good, to be honest. And then there's Tavernier too.
Tavernier is one that impressed me a lot. Initially, go on, finish it.
And defensively too, I think there are players to look at. Sensi just scored 29 points in 2 games. He never had those kind of things, right? 2 goals, 2 clean sheets for the defender. That's crazy. I'm sure he's not going to sustain that, but maybe their defense too. We should start thinking about them more.
That's interesting. I was looking, even though what's his name again? Solanke is not really, expensive. I mean, cheap. Sorry, for you to consider as a 3rd option, but like Semenyo, who's what, 5? Is it 4.6? I was really thinking about him, because if you have money and you want to just have a bench for that is playing every week, I think he's a good option to have.
He's definitely a good option, but he will be off to AFCON, so it's also important to know that he will be playing for Ghana.
It's going to be a very tricky January for us to maneuver these players, because most of our assets, Son is going to leave, Salah is going to leave, a few more African players. Onana is going to leave, so there's going to be a lot of changes, and we'll see how it happens.
I will struggle without Haaland during that period. Without Salah, I don't know where I will end up with.
I mean, if you're going to continue without
maybe
Haaland,
KDB will be back by then, so I can go with him, because I think he'll be back around the end of the year.
I think they're looking forward to having him soon, which is gonna help Haaland a lot. So that's what I'm really looking forward towards that.
Yeah. You remember when I told you about the KDB effect?
Maybe hopefully I can catch up with you then when KDB is back.
Yeah.
Tottenham.
We had that chat, right? KDB effect on Haaland. You know Haaland. I told you Haaland is an exceptional talent.
I don't even think it's Haaland. I think it's the whole of Man City, to be honest. Like they lost a few of their leaders, like Mahrez and them. Gundogan. Some of these players, like
I think Gundogan is a big loss for them.
Yeah, even when KDB is not around, they can fill in the gaps and they can at least combine together and let's say maybe contribute what KDB contributes, or at least close to it. But you can see now that they're struggling, man. They're struggling a lot. Tottenham trash Newcastle. This was a fun game to watch, man. Like, even though as a Son non-owner, I didn't want him to score or lose goals, but man, I like the way Tottenham play. Even though when I say this, like on Twitter, some of my people that are on there are saying, oh, they're gonna get found out, but they've lost a few games, fine, because they had some injuries and some suspensions, but they still kept to the way that they play. They're still sticking to their principles. That's what I like about this. Like, doesn't matter who you're playing, as long as you're playing the same type of football, eventually the players are going to buy into the idea, and they've bought into the idea since the beginning anyway. So I like the way that they play. It's tough for Newcastle, but then I like Tottenham beat them 4-1.
Definitely, they are a fun team to watch.
Fun team, man.
It's funny. It's funny how Newcastle, Tottenham, and Chelsea are having a merry-go-round.
Tottenham
4-1. Yeah, that's very funny. But yeah, Son was back to his best. He played in left wing. He's his favorite. I think that is his best position. Even though I like to see him play as a 9, as an FPL, player, I want to see him getting closer to the goal. But I think he's best when he coming from the left and then doing his things, because he's also a decent dribbler, and a good runner with the ball, and of course a great and elite finisher. Of course that is why we all want him in our FPL teams. He was exceptional. Like, he peppered Trippier that day, to be honest. Trippier. But I kind of feel for Newcastle too as well, because of
they are stretched.
Like the struggles, they are stretched. The Champions League and
injuries,
the league, and they keep getting injuries. So they cannot sustain it. It's difficult. Even you can see it from Trippier. This is 4 goals, 4 mistakes from Trippier in the last 2 games. And Trippier is not that type of player. It's all about fatigue. It's all about tired legs and stuff like that. So he's suspended for the next game. Of course, we have him in our team, both me and you, I believe. If you don't sell him yet, because I'm gonna keep him personally. But I think this suspension is kind of good for him to get that little bit of rest, because he plays every single time, and that is affecting his game. Did you see the game against Everton? Did you see the mistakes he made?
No, against Everton, no, I didn't watch that game.
Like, he gifted both goals. Both goals he gifted to Everton. The first 2 goals, and he had to hold his shot over his head because he was so disappointed with himself. And then against Tottenham, you see what happened with Son on the left. Don't just keep coming and then keep beating him.
It's the energy levels, man. Like that's the
way.
It
really dropped for him. It really dropped for him. I really feel for them.
The way Newcastle play, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
They are really stretched, to be honest. In the midfield too, they have suffering injuries, suspensions, and up top they are like they cannot keep a squad for a while. So Wilson come back from injury, then Isaac goes to injury, and then Wilson, that is how it keep going. Defensively, likewise, they don't have a left back right now. All their left backs are injured, so it's difficult. Goalkeeper wise, to the goalkeeper, I think Dubravka too might be injured. You don't know.
Man.
But I think he had a back injury or something, or an arm injury in the last game. But we will see what happens in the Champions League.
They are struggling. Like, initially in the beginning of the season, I thought maybe we had a really bad luck. But right now, I think, man, you have to feel for them, to be honest, because it's not easy. Like, and the thing is, I think they want to compete on all fronts, but they don't have the team for it. But also, this is the first time that they are competing like on all fronts. They haven't qualified for the Champions League in a while.
Yeah, it takes experience.
It takes quite an experience. If you've been through this once, the next 2 or 3 seasons, like, it won't happen to you. You know how to manage your team properly.
Definitely.
But yeah.
And then the killer blow for them is Tonali. They bought Tonali for millions.
And then he's suspended.
He's suspended, right? So
how long is he out for again?
I think 1 year. He's suspended for about a year or so.
Wow.
So he will not be playing this season again. And he was their only signing, actually, I would say, because the other players they signed, like Yankuba Minte and those players, they send them on loan.
On loan, yeah.
That's why they are exploring the option to bring those players.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that they want to bring him back because they're short on numbers, man. They're short on numbers, and you can understand right now. Yeah, they're gonna get all the help that they. That's why they're bringing in youth players from the youth team because they're out of options, you know. The Chelsea good run starts, but form is cagey, man. The Chelsea, you know, I was listening to the Big Six. It's a show on YouTube. Some of these content creators. I was just laughing. They had a roasting of Matisse. These Chelsea content creators. It was just funny. The guy didn't have any rebuttals, man. It's bad. And people, you know, it's funny. If you spend this amount of money, right? At least you're supposed to see some kind of, you know, good form or let's say a trend that shows that they're improving. But Chelsea is like, in fact, I can say that they are worse than ManU, and we are really bad. ManU is really bad right now. So if Chelsea is worse, you know that something is really wrong. And I think Pochettino, man, he might think that he has time to turn it around, but I think the patience is running thin with Chelsea fans right now. Yeah,
definitely. The problem with Chelsea is, you know, I say this kind of things at the start of the season. Like what they were doing, it was not something that you will see and say, okay, these people, they really know what they are doing. Like buying midfielders left, right, and center. You are just buying like
too many players. Of course, too many players at once.
Too many players. For example, let's say let's just look at the situation when they sign Lavia, when they sign Caicedo. Of course, I as a Liverpool fan, I like, because those players were linked with Liverpool, so I was quite how can I say, like I was keen on those moves and then see how they pan out. But you are paying about 60 million on Lavia. You are paying about 100 and something million on Caicedo. You already have Enzo Fernandez.
400 million, yeah.
You have 400 million. So like still they have not played together, those three, as a midfield, because Lavia has been injured since he went to Chelsea. Yep. But I don't see the point of, because you either use two of them or you like, there is no way where you want to play those three in your midfield. But that is what Chelsea think. Some Chelsea fans think that that is what they were gonna do. Like for me, I don't see
those three are all midfielders. Yeah. Like, I think Enzo is more of an 8. Caicedo is a 6. Lave is also like a 6, right?
Yeah.
So how are you gonna play?
It was more. Yeah, it was more like, okay, Liverpool want to buy this player, so let's just get him instead of Liverpool. Like they were not thinking about their team; they were thinking about what others we are trying to do, and then they trying to counter what others we are doing.
They didn't have a plan.
Yeah, okay. They did not follow their own plan. They were all trying to, like, you know, block other people from doing things and stuff like that. So when you talk as a Liverpool fan about that, they take you as a bitter fan, right? you are being bitter, blah blah blah. We are taking players from you, but like they did not look at it critically. And then you look at their striking options. Chelsea spent 1 billion, and they did not buy any proper striker. Michael Jackson to go on something. What can he say?
No, it's funny. Right? Remember when I asked this question, like, who's this guy? I've never heard of the guy before Chelsea. Yeah. Like, and this is why you don't hear him, is because within a short period of time is when he had his scoring spree. And then, you know, as soon as he had the scoring spree, like, he didn't even have enough time to prove himself, and then Chelsea bought him. So you need to keep an eye on players and see how they progress throughout the season. Sometimes they have a purple patch, you know, and then maybe that's the only patch that they have. They haven't even let's say developed yet. You know, so you see somebody who has a purple patch and then you just go and buy the player, and then you don't know whether the player is going to develop properly in your team because it's a new environment. They were doing well in the team they were because they have been there for a while and then finally start building confidence. And then you bring them to a new environment and you expect them to do the same thing. It's not gonna work like that.
It's not gonna work. And you know, with us, it was more about, oh, Jackson is a Gambian descendant, so like, you know, people have that soft touch for him. But now people are losing that. Like,
yeah, man.
You cannot just spend that amount of money without getting a proper striker. Like, it just does not make sense. It just does not make sense. And
in
now,
hindsight, now,
of course. Well, anyways, about the
Could go,
FPL wise,
could go,
their
yeah,
fixtures are
yeah.
very nice, like I say, right?
Mhm.
Sheffield United next. They have Wolf, Crystal Palace, Luton, and Fulham. Those are nice fixtures in the next 5 games. 3 of those fixtures are at home. The 2 away fixtures are Wolves and Luton. So in terms of fixtures, they are very, very good. And this is what we are waiting for to jump on the Chelsea assets.
But
Like even with my interest in fixtures, I'm very skeptical about the team
because they're not
to go
performing.
there.
Yeah, they're not performing.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Yeah.
I'm quite skeptical because I don't even know where to go. Even Parma now, like if you look at my team, currently Parma is on my bench and they play Sheffield United at home.
Mm.
I don't want him to be on my bench, but if I look at the other players I have, like I am more comfortable benching him than benching the other players that I have because of the way Chelsea are playing.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what to expect from them.
Yep. Yep.
But the Sheffield United they should win that fixture, right?
Easy. But even most Chelsea right now with the past 2 or 3 fixtures that they've had and the losses that they've had, I don't even think they are confident of this Sheffield United fixture. They should be winning it, but you never know. You don't know what kind of Chelsea you're getting. Just like ManU, you can have one appear the next day they feel motivated, the next day they just feel like they don't want to play anymore. Anyways, and last but not least, Aston Villa outdoing the big boys. Aston Villa, man, like when you watch a team play and then you admire them and you want your team to play the way that they are playing. That's the way I feel about Aston Villa. Because when Emery came in, right away you can see the difference that he made in the team. Was it last season that he came?
Yeah.
When he came in, you can see the type of football that they were playing. Like, and we knew that
when he came, they were in the relegation spot around.
You can imagine.
And then he took them to Europa League.
Ah man.
Because he just come and clear Gerard's mess.
I will not lie to you, but Unai Emery, like he has my confidence. Like I feel like he's a really good manager. Maybe it was just the wrong time that he was. Of course, I'll take him. He's a good manager, man. Like I'm not joking. Like I admire him, to be honest. I admire because if you can implement, because I still feel like they don't really have like world-class players. Like you can say, okay, this guy is a world-class. No, but what they do have is they work as a team. And for you as a manager to be able to motivate a team from relegation zone all the way to like competing for you can say that they're competing for the league right now because they're in those places. I mean that's an impressive performance for me. Beat Man City and beat Arsenal back to back.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's like cleanses.
Yeah, that's top like champions. Let's say league winning performance to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they have been exceptional, to be honest. Like you say, Emre. I think since he came to the league, Aston Villa are third when you accumulate all the points over that period. Like he has been exceptional. How he transformed it. Sometimes sometimes I keep telling you too. Another thing, like sometimes management is not about the bringing the players.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about finding this player at this level and then taking him to the next level. That is all what management that is one aspect of it. Of course, sometimes you want to buy quality players and integrate them with your team. But the most important thing for me is how a manager can take this player from 5 and then take them to 7 or take them to 8 in terms of the level of performance for those players. And then you do it for every single player that you have in your team. And then eventually the team will improve. And that is what Emre did. He has of course, not all the players. Some players have moved on, like Philippe Coutinho and things like
Coutinho. Where's Coutinho? Where did he go?
He went to Qatar, But he came in, he improved players like Cash, he improved players like Konsa, and then you look at even Douglas Luiz, who we thought he was a good player, he was a decent player.
He's now a different player, yeah.
John McGinn, he improved him to another level. Oli Watkins, he improved him as a striker. Oli Watkins has never been a threat like he is right now. He used to be, of course, he will get the goals and he will work hard and he was a respected striker. Mm-hmm. But the threat he has become now under Emre, he was never like that. Players like Bailey, all those players, he improved those players. Even the fullbacks, he has improved them like Digne and what is it, Moreno. To be honest, he has really improved the team. Taking the team from, like you say, relegation spot and then taking them to a Europa League, and now you are competing for the league. You know, they are up there. They are third, just 2 points behind Liverpool, 1 point behind Arsenal. So of course you cannot say they are not in the title race. We are almost in the end of December and they are in the middle of it. So you have to put them there, and then you have to give them all the respect.
Definitely. And I
And the
think
performance
they're
too
gonna
is
get better.
very good. Like I tell you, I watched the game against Manchester City. I have watched Liverpool beat Man City many times because of course Man City beat Liverpool, but Liverpool also beat Man City very often. Almost every season we get at least one win against them or stuff like that. So I've watched every single time we beat Man City, but I've never seen a team beat Manchester City and then
The way
become the
that
better
they did,
team
yeah.
in that game.
The way that they did.
Like even Liverpool. Yeah, we don't usually do
Yeah, you
that.
don't do
I
that.
mean,
Yeah, you
we
don't
get
do
on
that
the
against Man
counter or
City.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
But
so it's only Aston
they
Villa.
outplay them in every way. Like for the first time, I saw Man City like scrambling for their lives. Like the defending couldn't get the ball out of the first half. I was like,
Exactly.
this is really
It was so cool.
It's
It
so
was so
strange.
cool.
Like
It was so
I
cool.
was watching it. I was like, you know, when you're watching something, you don't know what you're watching. Like, what's going on? Like, is this real or is this a game? Oh man, they are impressing. I think it should serve as a kind of like a motivation for all these other teams. And that's what I like about the Premier League. Like right now, you know, I think I'll talk about this more in the ManU the fan corner if I don't forget. Right now, it just doesn't help that you are a top team and you feel like smaller teams should come into your should play you and then be scared of coming out and playing their game. These smaller teams are coming and they're playing like they don't really care who they're playing. They're coming and they're giving 100%. Like they because they have a mentality that they're coming to win or they're going to take a point from you. So if you're there claiming that, oh, you know, I'm Man City or I'm Man U, I have to come and win. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's going to be a long day for you.
Sorry for you.
Yep. Anyway, jumping into our game week 16 results. I think I'll go first so that it's quick because this was terrible. 43 points. But I took a hit because I think my goalkeeper, Turner, doesn't play, and then Areola, as you saw, he was also injured. So I had two keepers that were not going to give me any points. Anyways, at least Sanchez gave me 3 points. You know, so at least you can say it's a -1 if you consider that. You know, so yeah. Trippier with -1, Zinchenko with 1 point, Pedro Porro with 5, Simicas with 2. Vice captain Salah, 26 points. Luis Diaz with 1, Gordon with 2, Palmer with 1, Morris with 1, Watkins with 2. But this is like the worst. I think this is probably my worst game week. Maybe it's just one player that came and actually delivered, and Poro also got the 5 points. But if you look at it, it's like basically nothing, like 0. And Captain Haaland was subbed, and then thank God Salah became the captain. So if he wasn't that man, you'd probably see like 15 or 20 points. So yeah, definitely, man. The game week rank of 4.6. I'm surprised it's still this high. I mean, not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but yeah.
No, this week was generic. I think everybody got their points from
from Salah,
mostly.
Yeah.
Even Son, he was being sold like radically ahead of the game week because everybody thought he was injured. I believe. I think he had a knock in the Tottenham game, so everybody was thinking he's gonna be out. I think maybe that's why actually I did not captain him because I was I saw the yellow flag but that's
Son has been playing the whole season with the yellow flag, man. Like I don't even think it matters anymore. He plays.
I know.
Yeah, so that was my game week. Terrible. You can see all my flags. Momo's flag, Gusto's flag. Like it's just terrible.
Did you bring Sanchez? Did you bring Sanchez ahead of this game week?
Yeah. I brought him in this game week. I was expecting I would have something because I didn't have any keeper that was playing. So both of my keepers were out. So that's why I took a hit.
Okay. So me, okay.
If I had known, I would have probably like just not taking the hit. But I wanted Puro in my team, but I already made that move, and then I heard that Areola was injured and Turner wasn't playing.
Actually, Turner played.
He did.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he even took him. Anyway, it's fine.
He returned.
Oh man, it's just the wrong timing. If I hadn't done anything, probably.
Actually, I sold him too. I sold Turner too. So, but I went different route. I was trying to be creative in my transfer, goalkeeping transfer.
Yeah, this is your team.
That's my team. Yeah, I went with Fabianski. Because he was very low, like price was low, and I had Ariola already. So, I expected Ariola to be back.
Okay.
So I don't know. So I said, let me just bring in the other
The
West Ham
same, yeah,
goalkeeper.
yeah.
So whoever play, then I will get the
At
points
least you
from
get
them.
a
They had a
prize.
good
Yeah.
fixture too, but
That,
they
that
ended
was
up
that was
conceding
the
five.
thing. Yeah, they had a good fixture. Yeah.
They conceded 5. They ended up conceding 5 against Fulham because they had Fulham, and then they will have Wolves in the next fixture, which were good, decent fixtures for a clean sheet, I believe, especially Wolves at home. Even though Wolves have been good, but if you play at home against Wolves, you would expect to win that one, or keep a clean sheet at least, you know. So I brought in Fabianski. He ended up with 1 point. I sold Tona like you, so I would have I would have been better off
Without making a move.
keeping
Yeah,
Tona
yeah.
and then save my transfer. Then this game week. But the good thing is I don't have any moves to make this week, so I can save a transfer. In defense, I had Trippier. He got peppered that game. We got the yellow card, suspended for the next game, minus 1 point. Poro 5. Trent, surprise! I got a couple of bonus points from him because he created a lot of chances. The chance creation is coming back. He created the most chances this week. He created 6 chances. That's why he got 2 bonus points without having any return. So
that's good.
that kind of saved me a little bit, gave me 8 points from him as captain. Then Salah 13 points, Saka 2 points, Son 17, and Palmer I started with 1 point. Then up top 2-2-2, Darwin, Watkins, and Isaac. Yeah, that was the strikers are not really delivering, so I don't even know where to go. Maybe Solanke is a player I should
Maybe
consider.
you
I'm
should look
thinking
at
of
you should definitely look at Solanke right now because they're ticking
yeah,
along.
that's my team.
Bournemouth is ticking along.
Yeah, for me,
2 points all
that
out.
was 2.5. Yeah.
Okay,
52 points.
dropping into mini league update. We see some movement, man. It's it's always interesting
new faces.
when I see the top 5. It's always some movement. It's like a totally different top 5 right now. In 5th is Cashless Society, Tiangu. Moving up to 4th is A-Team, Almiti and Suleiman, a familiar name that we are familiar with right now. 3rd, moving up to 3rd is Maudo Jallo. And also moving to 2nd, another movement is Hani Mukhtar. And then 1st is our main guy, Pratik Arora. I think we're familiar with this name right now. So there's a lot of movement, man. Our guy Ben Gomez is not in the top 5 anymore, but he's in and around there. Yourself, you're moving here to 30, you're closing in on the top 10. So you're 13th now, right now. So, we'll see. At this point, this 47, I think I'm right now at 58, actually. 58, number 58 in the league. It's intense this season, man. Like the points gap is not a lot, but you see the position.
Yeah. I did not do the updating properly.
It's fine. It's okay. And
some of the flags are messed up too.
And then the manager of the week is Bluco with 79 points, Kali Mfal. So congrats, Bluco. With a whopping 79 points, I'm sure he's going to be flying.
That's massive, right? For this week, if you have that,
this week it's massive, especially with the low, I'm sure his team is a bit different, so that's why. Or he had all the players that returned, so So congrats on that. So dropping in on our fan corner, it's always depressing talking about money. It's either it's high or it's low. There is no in between. So like
you guys haven't had a draw this season. Every game is
we win or we lose. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason why we are where we are. If we were drawing or having those performances, we would have probably been in the bottom half of the table right now.
Like Chelsea.
But yeah. So this game, I didn't watch the game again. I'm not impressed with ManU, to be honest. I don't want to waste my time and watch my game and then get more pissed off. But I got the gist of it. I watched the Chelsea game, which was impressive. So they didn't even let us enjoy the Chelsea win. They had to go and lose right after the win. Chelsea game, man, we did very well. It was a really nice performance. We outplayed them, but obviously we know that Chelsea is not the best team right now. But McTominay scored 2 goals. It was really, really nice. And then Bournemouth, a game that we were supposed to win at home.
Definitely.
just capitulated,
Definitely.
man. Like I saw the first goal that Bournemouth scored. Like it's like the guy ran past the whole midfield and then crossed and then it's like you don't even know. Like the game against Chelsea, we had all the energy. We came in with we benched Marshall, benched Rashford. You know, the two players that don't really track back or try to contribute in the team defending as a whole unit. And then we had Garnacho and Anthony. They played really well, with the pressing up high and stuff like that against Chelsea. They did well. It was a type of team performance. Come to this game now.
I had Anthony was man of the match against Chelsea.
Yeah, because he pressed. He didn't have like a really exceptional game, but he did what he was supposed to do. He ran his socks off. Like exhausted himself.
So he's turned into that player now for you guys. The workaholic.
He's always been a workaholic. The problem with Anthony is he's frustrating because he does the same thing every game. He just cuts into his left and he does that nonsense shot and he expects to score every other. You know what I mean? It's just annoying. We need more offensive. Based on the price we paid for him, we expect more.
Yeah, you expect more. 100%.
If it was about signing a winger that's gonna press up, high up the pitch, we could have just signed anybody and just, you don't need to score, just go and just press. But we need more from him. But he did well. But this game was terrible, man. The defending McTominay, the guy that scored 2 goals against Chelsea, disappeared in this game against Bournemouth. He was nowhere to be seen.
The new superstar.
Oh man, like we know what we are getting. Ten Hag is playing McTominay because the front line is not scoring goals. At least McTominay gives you goals, but his responsibility of being in the midfield and controlling midfield that he cannot do. He's not technically gifted enough to be able to be a midfield player. He's more like a box to box type of player. He can play like at 10. Go into the box and score the goals. But Bruno is a better 10, obviously. So there's no way you're going to bench Bruno. So right now, it's up to the coach. So that you continue playing McTominay, or you try and find a way to, but nobody knows, man. My team is just a mess right now. If you want any updates about ManU performances, go on YouTube and you watch all these content creators give you their own version of what is happening in the club. Right now, I'm out of ideas. I don't even know anymore what's going on. I just know that we are just terrible this season. That's it.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Highs and lows and inconsistencies. So yeah.
I can imagine. And now Bruno got a yellow card too.
He's suspended for the game.
So
yeah.
He's suspended for Liverpool.
It might be a good thing because we know that in big games when the heat is up or when the pressure is on, he gets petulant and he makes some silly mistakes. Maybe this is because last season it happened, right, against you guys where he was supposed to get a red card.
We love playing against him. We love it.
So maybe this time around our performance will be more measured now that he's not in the team. With his high temperament and stuff like that. So it might be a good thing, maybe a blessing in disguise. Because we are going away.
Yeah,
actually, I don't expect him.
Actually, I did not like that he's away. He's not available because I wanted him to be there.
I'm happy. I'm happy he's not there because we're going to be more controlled. We're going to go there and respect you guys.
Okay, but speaking of him, as like again, he got a yellow card for dissent. He did not get a yellow card for anything other than like it was not a foul or something. It was just his complaints and stuff like that.
Which is normal. Yeah.
Like, but you guys. Those kind of things should be addressed in the team, I believe. Which is a problem, but I don't know if it is ignored at the club level. No, but it is something that should be addressed.
It's not ignored. We have other things to focus that are more priority right now. I'm telling you, it's true. If the team was performing well, and you look at the team and you don't see a lot of issues, then Bruno's attitude will probably be the first topic that any ManU fan talks about. But we have so many issues right now with this club that Bruno's dissent is like the last thing we should be worried about right now. That's the thing. It's about putting out fires. Right now his fire is just small burning thing right now. But we have.
But also, what do you make of this ridiculous handball rule that? When the players I really hate it. Did you hear what happened yesterday in the Turkish league?
I heard the referee was. I just saw it this morning. Actually, I haven't even read through it yet. What happened?
Yeah, because there are some Gambian players there, so I'm following them. So I actually go and check the game. Like they drew the game 2-1-1, and then the president of the club came and pointed the referee. They assaulted the referee. To be honest, like I think they are
I think
arrested
I
right
saw
now.
the
The
picture.
president is not.
Wow.
Yeah, they are arrested. But then again, it was similar to the Manchester United goal, like Bournemouth goal against Man United, the fourth one.
Oh.
Those little handballs that the player don't meant, and then it decide if a goal is scored or not. Because what happened was in the middle of the pitch, I think a player handled the ball, like somebody pushed him actually. It was a foul from the opponent, but because of the push, he touched the ball, and then play again, they build up the play, go left, right, and then in the end, they scored from that, and then
And
they
then they
have to
call
go
it
back
all the
all
way
the way to
back.
that handball.
Oh,
And
okay.
then that handball, which was not even intentional, it happened the same thing in Manchester United game, I say, because of the fourth goal Bournemouth scored. It was similar. The player touched the ball with the hand, but it was never an intention even it was not even clear that he touched the ball. So, like, usually before, intention used to have an effect on when they make a decision, whatever decision. Even now, penalty. Understand? If you don't intentionally hand the ball, like if your hands is in natural position or some stuff like that, it's not intentional. They don't give it as a penalty because they reason, like, they use the interpretation there. But when it comes to goals, now they remove the interpretation completely. Once you touch the ball with your hand, intentionally or not intentionally, the goal is chopped off.
I think
I
at
don't.
some point, at some point, maybe there might be no need for referees anymore. Because if that's the case, I mean, the referees are there because it's based on their own judgment and their own,
Exactly.
like being subjective. Okay, I'm the referee. This is how I see it. Maybe it's not, explaining themselves. But now it's like the referees are afraid to make decisions. They just chuck it to VAR and,
Yeah.
in the interpretation of this is what the rules say, so this is what is going to happen. It's not supposed to be that way. I mean, the
It's
game is
supposed to be
changing,
that way.
man. Like, honestly, it's becoming a bit difficult. Even if you score goals now, you have to wait, like, sometimes 5 minutes before you can celebrate. Or,
Yeah.
I kind of feel
Yeah,
it for
definitely.
for these fans. But the Turkish thing that happened might have an implication for Man U, because we are playing Champions League and we need the other teams that are playing. I think Galatasaray and which other team is again? Copenhagen, to draw,
Uh-huh.
and then we beat Bayern for us to progress. So if the league is suspended now, I don't know what's going to happen. That is going to
No,
be
but
tough.
I believe that is just gonna be the league. I don't think, because Galatasaray don't have anything to do with it,
Oh,
so
okay.
it is gonna be, they can play the
They
Champions
can play
League
the
games, I
Champions League.
think.
Okay, that
Yeah,
might
yeah,
that might
but
work.
the league is suspended indefinitely, so I don't know what they're
Wow.
gonna do, because like that is serious, right? Assaulting the referee,
Yeah.
like, and the president of the club who's coming from all the way from the top,
What is he?
director's
What
box,
what
coming
is he
down.
doing? What is he
All
doing
this,
there on the pitch? Like, I don't
yeah, what is
understand.
he doing there? And then come in the point. No, that is that is crazy.
I'm laughing, but it's funny, man. It's I don't even know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's
Um,
insane.
yeah. So let's jump into your Liverpool appreciation of Salah, the man, the myth, the
Well,
legend himself.
yeah, the legend. Like, yeah, he's sick. Like, to be honest, he has been exceptional for Liverpool, and I'm sure you're aware this week, because I keep posting stuff like this on the Code Classic page. He got his 200 goal for Liverpool in 327 appearances. Also got about, I think, 81 assists during that period. So 281 goal involvement in 320. That is just insane. Those kind of numbers, you don't see them, especially when from the player who's playing outside forward and stuff like that. These are numbers you see for strikers. Like, look at the Liverpool list of players in terms of goals scored. All the players that are ahead of him right now, they are all
All
strikers.
strikers.
And I'm sure, I hope he stays. To be honest, he has been a player I have been very divisive when it comes to me, because of age and stuff like that. But like, he keeps getting older and he keeps doing what he's doing. Like, he's not stopping. So I hope he stays longer than the 2 years left in his contract. I know Saudis are waiting in the wings, but yeah, 200 goals in total for Liverpool. That is exceptional. Now in the top 5 all-time scorers for Liverpool in the league too as well. That goal was his 150th in the Premier League, which puts him in the top 10 all-time top scorers in the Premier League. So yeah, he's really an exceptional player, and like, the most underrated about him is his fitness, like the way he keeps himself fit.
Yeah, it's
Like
hardly. Yeah, that's
like
impressive.
he's always fit. He never gets injured. Like, unless you like the injury he had in the Champions League final when
Yeah,
Ramos almost broke his
intentionally,
arm. Those kind of
injure him.
injuries,
Yeah, yeah.
those are the only way. But like, to see him getting the muscle, and no, he's really, really taking care of himself. So I'm really happy for him. getting these 200 goals. It was not the prettiest of goals that he scored, but it was a very important goal because Liverpool really needed that goal in a very critical moment. And then, he came up with the goods. A deflected goal and all that. But yeah, 200, boy, it's insane, huh? These things, you don't hear them now in the Premier League. Players get into these numbers. Like, it does not come very often. It does not come very often. So, like, it's a big achievement for him. Congrats to him. Yeah.
Salah. Egyptian king.
He's a king. Yeah. And our game, I think, I was very happy too for Harvey Elliott in this game because this season he has really turned a corner for Liverpool. Any single time club brings him on, he has been a game changer. He has improved the team. He has bring in something. He has been an impact player from the bench. And not only that, whenever he goes to international duty with the England team under 20, he's always the best player in that group of players. That is his age mates. And then he reflects that in like his play performance has been really mature. And of course, we bought new midfield. We have McAllister, Gravenberch, and what is his called? And Szoboszlai. But at this moment in time, I think like his performance is better than like at least Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai has dropped.
Yeah, he's dropped.
He's dropped recently, but we understand. You cannot
consistent. You can't maintain it like
it's really difficult. So we will give him that. But Harvey. Yeah, I would expect him to start the next game. He was the game changer, to be honest, in this one. He scored the goal. He could have got the assist for Diaz's goal, which was done. It was offside. Like overturned for offside. And then Alisson, Alisson.
You guys missed him, man. You guys. He's one. I think he's like the Salah. He's like the Salah of your defense. Like he wasn't there.
He's the Salah of goalkeepers. Yeah. For me personally. I don't know if that's a bias, but I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world.
He's good, man. He's
because the qualities he combined, like not many goalkeepers have it. Yeah. He's very good with his feet. Like you will never feel uncomfortable if he's getting the ball at his feet all the time. He will play. He will be part of the play. And when it comes to making short saves, like shot stopping, he's one of the best. Like his shot stopping is very, very good. Like every aspect about goalkeeping, he's above average. That is the thing. He's way above average. Like you look at players like Ederson. Like I know he's insane when it comes to playing with his foot, and
he's not the best shot stopper in the game.
But he's not the best shot. No. There is that defect in him. You look at other goalkeepers like
Onana is. I think Onana is better with his feet than Alisson, but his shot stopping is also very poor.
Exactly. So
fundamentals. It's also
exactly. He got all the fundamentals very good, and then the other aspect he's always above average. So there is no aspect of goalkeeping that you will point at Alisson and say, and then you are not good at this area, So yeah, he saved all this. This game was on him and Harvey Elliott. I'm so happy that happy to see him back because he was injured previously for the last 2 games. So now you have him back for United. And yeah, next is United. What are you thinking of that one?
I mean, come on, man. It's not even worth discussing at this point because we are at the worst, losing to Bournemouth in the previous game before Liverpool. I mean, okay, you can say that at least that big game. At least last season, I think we won a game before we played you guys, so we were boosted. We had like the energy that you know what, we are gonna give it to Liverpool, But this time around, we are coming from a losing position, meaning the players have to come to you guys. One of the worst atmospheres you can come into the Premier League and try to get the results. So I want to see what kind of mentality they're made of right now. Like it's up to them. Like we're going to watch them and see. Okay, guys, this is Anfield now. This is your the worst gun you can come in. So try and get a result. Let's see what happens. So yeah, man. Like it can't get any worse than what it has been this season right now. So that's the only saving grace for me. Okay, Liverpool beat us 10. It's fine, man. I was expecting it. It's okay.
No, it's not beat. It will not be 10. Don't worry. It will be tough. It will be a difficult game.
That's what you always say. I'm captaining. Like you'll see. I'm gonna captain Salah. Don't worry, you'll see. I'm not the points are not gonna leave leave me this time. Oh yeah, let's just jump into the fixtures and then you see my game.
But last year when you guys beat us, I did tell you that it's always gonna be because don't forget in that game you were coming from 2 defeats at the start of the season, Bournemouth, Brentford. And then you play against Liverpool the next game. You won against Liverpool. Don't remember? You were on 0 points.
Yeah, we beat you guys. Time. I think, we beat you guys.
You beat us convincingly. Yeah, that was,
Fixtures at home.
yeah. But of course, that Anfield is usually a different story
No,
because,
but
like, if
then
you
also, yeah, you guys, I think we are not doing so well in the beginning. Remember, the same season we are having now is the same season that you had before, because you played
yeah,
the season before. You guys played a lot of tournaments, games,
yeah,
and then your team
yeah,
was just fatigued. You had the same issue,
uh-huh.
but when you came to
No,
Anfield, it
but
was also a different story altogether. So
yeah. Anfield is usually a different story.
Mm.
Like, they have this statistic that they say that since what is it? Since Salah came into the Premier League, he got more yellow cards against Man United for celebration than Man United scoring goals at Anfield. so,
Celebration. Oh man.
so he got two yellow cards for celebrating, like taking off his shirt against United.
Mm.
But United only scored one goal, and that was
In
Lingard. And
Anfield.
I think Lingard is the last player to score at Anfield for United.
Don't
That's a
don't
long time,
don't don't
right?
jinx don't jinx yourself, man. Hey, I'm not saying anything. To be honest, I don't even have any
No,
expectations in this
like I
game at
tell you,
all.
when you play at Anfield, I'm confident, right? Even though I can say here is a derby and all those kind of, when you play at Anfield, regardless of which team is coming at Anfield, I personally am confident,
Mm.
and that will never change. That's why I think this is where I get my attitude of home form is very important in FPL, because when Liverpool play at home, regardless of who is coming, if you can make a 1-11 and bring them to Anfield, I'll be confident that Liverpool will get something in that game. So if we don't get something, I feel disappointed at Anfield. That is how I usually feel. So maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, let's look at the fixtures for 17. I don't know, man. I have no expectations at all. But if you can jinx it, that's fine too. I'm a bit superstitious, so anything I can get, I'll take. Of course, man. Of course. So the fixtures for 17, we have Nottingham Forest Spurs, which is I think the first game, early kickoff, Friday for us over here. Saturday we have Bournemouth Luton, Chelsea Sheffield, Man United Crystal Palace, Newcastle Fulham, Burnley Everton, and then we have Arsenal Brighton, Brentford Aston Villa, West Ham Wolves, and then Liverpool Man U. I think that's the last game of the game week. So it's gonna be interesting. So hopefully we don't get beat, man. I mean we can get beat somehow, but not too much, not too bad. That's what I'm hoping for.
First we will take any win. We just need the 3 points. For
Yeah,
now,
that's the most
I'm not
important
really.
thing. No seven
Yeah,
up cup,
I'm
no
not,
7 up cup this time around.
no, I'm not even bothered about the performance at this moment. Like, that's why the Crystal Palace game, everybody was complaining that Liverpool did not do well. I know Liverpool can perform way better than they did against Crystal Palace, against Fulham, against which was the other team we won
Luton.
in
Oh yeah,
no, it was not
Fulham. Yeah, Fulham was the one. Yeah, you guys scored the last
Fulham.
two
Then
goals.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was not really bothered about the performances of those games. So I just take the points and then move. Sheffield United. Oh, Sheffield United too. We played them, right?
You
And
should
then we beat them.
capitalize,
So
man,
that was
because Man City are not doing well, and this is the time for any
so
team that wants to
just get the
capitalize.
points in the back. I'm sure after January, Liverpool will be performing better. After the African Cup of Nations, when Salah is back and the matches are dropping, like usually we get better at that stage. So yeah, let's see. Let's just get 3 points right now.
Right. So my team, my boss team, if you can call it that, for game week 17. As you can see, I have Sanchez. He's flagged. I hope he plays, man. Because yeah, but at least I have two playing goalkeepers, even though both of them are flagged right now. So very funny situation. Zinchenko in defense, Pedro Porro, and then Simicas. I have Luis Diaz, Palmer, Gordon, and Salah. I have Haaland, Watkins, and Morris. So Haaland is flagged. I don't think he will play, but we'll keep an eye and see what Pep says. But for now, he's just there. I think if
he's 50%, right?
Yeah, 50%. Yeah. If he, I don't know if he doesn't start. Do you think he comes on this game?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's usually a player who will come off the bench. I think if he's fit, he will play. That's my thinking.
Yeah. So
I don't think he ever he's ever coming off the bench for City. I don't think it ever happened. So,
okay.
So it's either he's fit or not.
At least that's good news for me. I brought in Mitoma because Bomo, my most trusted midfielder, has is injured, and I had to make a choice to take him out so that the price doesn't drop. So I brought in Mitoma.
Why did you go for Bowen? Why did you choose Mitoma over Bowen?
I had Bowen. Remember, I had Bowen, and he got injured, and then I took him out. Remember?
So you cannot go back there.
I know I'm not going back there. It's fine. So it's okay. Let him continue because he's still struggling. He's not 100% fit. You know, he's still like here and
How
there.
about Kudus?
I was thinking
But
of
yeah, he will
Kudus,
go
but
to AFCON.
it's like a sideways move anyway. So you know,
And AFCON is coming too for him too.
AFCON is coming. But Mitoma, if you look at Brighton, they have really good fixtures coming up. Yeah, I think after Arsenal, they have. Let me just go through this and see what they have. You know, we are talking about Brighton, but because they were not consistent, that's why we decided to stop talking about them. They have Arsenal, but then they have Crystal Palace, Spurs, and West Ham difficult, and then they have Wolves, Luton, Crystal Palace, Spurs, Sheffield, Everton, Fulham, Nottingham Forest. Man, there's a lot of good fixtures. So I'm taking the early jump there, and I hope it turns out. I hope it works out because right now my midfield is just. I think I need a revamp, man. Honestly. But yeah, that's my team for now, and. Captaincy is on Salah. I don't think it's going to change. Still going to be on Salah right now. Yeah.
that will be painful for you, huh?
It's not going to be as long as if they score me. That's the thing. If you lose, well, at least I have Salah captain. That's fine. That's the saving grace. It's not a problem. Because my team is bad, so I have no expectations for ManU right now. So which is good. If I was coming into Anfield and say, you know what, we're going to win, then that's an expectation for me. Then I'm going to be disappointed. But right now, there's no expectations. So yeah,
there's no. That's fair enough.
So coming to your team for 17.
Yeah. My team. I'm not making any change. I have Fabianski and Areola. So whoever plays, I get their points. I don't know if they will keep a clean sheet because West Ham don't keep clean sheets this season. So I'm not expecting one there either. Defensively, I have Trent, Gabriel, and Pedro Porro. I start them. So 3 players injury, like suspension, is not really a problem for me. You see, actually, I was struggling with defender to bench until Trippier got injured. So it makes the decision easy for me. But I had to bench Pedro Porro because it was the away one. So I'm happy that Trippier got this suspension at this time. So makes my decisions easy. In midfield, Gordon, Fulham, Salah captain, Son vice, and then you have Saka. Then up top, Darwin, Isaac, and Watkins. Hopefully, Darwin will do what he did last season. That will be very, very lovely for me.
I don't put it past them. They're playing ManU, man. You're terrible. So that's fine. Yeah.
But I have Palmer on my bench, which I'm not so happy with, right? Even though I blasted Chelsea, like Palmer playing against Sheffield United at home, I think it's not right to bench him, right? If you don't bench Palmer in this team, who will you bench?
This is a tough one, man, to be honest. Palmer, man. I think right now, I think what you have right now is perfect because Newcastle are really good at home. We all know that.
Exactly.
And right now, Pedro Porro, Gabriel, Trent, you guys are playing ManU.
I cannot bench any defender.
You cannot bench any defender right now. That's it. So midfield is also fine because maybe Saka, but it's Saka. He's the talisman of Arsenal. There's no way you're going to bench Saka for
he play a Brighton team that don't defend. Yeah. Brighton, we all know they don't defend. Yeah. They attack well, but defensively they are very
play
suspect.
At home too. So yeah.
At home.
I think Palmer is fine to be on the bench for this week at least. Yeah.
The one who is closer to me to benching is Watkins. Even though I know what Watkins can do. Yeah. He's playing Brentford away. Brentford I can be tough defensively. And Aston Villa, they are good at home, but they are not great away from home themselves. Like similar, they won all their home games this season. If they were doing similar thing in their away fixtures, they will be at the top of the league. But because their away form is not as great,
so that's why.
So yeah, but yeah, Sheffield United, they are the within boys, huh? So you want to play against
about them, it. Right? It's a gamble, right? Man. It's a gamble. I think it's a gamble. But it's Watkins too. Aston Villa, man, they like these past 2 fixtures that they've had, and they've beat the top 2 teams in the league. I mean, you don't get it past them for them to like feel like they're on top of the world right now.
For me, to be honest, I really respect that from them. But I can see them dropping points here. This is the Premier League. To be honest, like those fixtures, if I was betting on those fixtures, Man City and Arsenal, to be honest, personally, I would have bet on Villa to win. Personally, just my personal opinion. I would have, because of the form they were on going into that fixture, and they were playing at home, I would have bet on them to win those fixtures. So I was quite confident, but just not maybe revealing. because you are thinking about the league table and then the title race and stuff like that. So I don't want to care too much about it and then just focus on the Liverpool side. But I would have backed them to win those ones personally, yeah. But now coming to this one, I'm not backing them, like because of I know the Premier League. Even though they are missing Buemo, they are still a very good defensive team.
Yeah, they're
So they
very
will make it
tactically
very hard
very good.
for Aston Villa.
Their structure,
So
their form, the way that they play, their form is like really good. I mean, yeah, you can.
yeah, but
It's
yeah,
FPL is all
I
about
see.
gut feeling, man. If you feel like they're not going to do well, then yeah, it's a gamble that can pay off for you, But also if Palmer was like have been scoring the past few game weeks, going going mental and having those big hauls, I'm sure there won't even be you will find a way for him in this team, but because of Chelsea's form, that's why a bit skeptical. But yeah. You'll have more time and more information like now until the deadline, I'm sure. So we'll see.
Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm not afraid to bench Watkins, even with his price tag. I'm not afraid. So I will see that. I will see.
All right. Come to the end of the pod. It's been a good one. At least finally we are on. Like I said before, we are on par with what is going on with all the upcoming fixtures and the game week.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we don't miss any more midweeks again because these games, man, they come thick and fast. Especially December right now. Yeah, we have a lot of games. So thank you guys for supporting the pod. We are the Kutu Classic podcast. Please check out the Jollof Football Bantaba for any Gambian football content. AFCON is starting next month, so
yeah, we need to
be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Gonna be busy.
Yep. All right, guys. Catch you guys on the next one.